All right, semi-final predictions.
Should we start with Barca Inter or something?
No, let's start with Arsenal PSG. Let's start with Arsenal PSG. You know, I'm wearing the colour of my enemies again.
Okay, so you did it. So you did last time with Real Madrid and jinxed them.
Come on, I would have Real Madrid kit last time.
He did it last time with Real Madrid. He did it last time with Real Madrid jinxed them. Now he's doing a PSG as well. Okay.
PSG kit again. You know, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. You know. Let's see what happens.
Oh no, golden. If we get to the finals and Inter get to the finals, we need to get Inter top.
Arsenal PSG. Do you know what? We've played them already this season, you know, and we won quite convincingly at the Emirates. What I will say is, I am aware there's a different PSG to that team. Not on paper, because the only real difference is Kvaratskhelia, and obviously Dembele didn't play. So okay, that you know, that's 2/3 of their starting front three, which is fair enough. But in terms of like, you know, their midfield and defense, we tested their back four a lot. You know, we didn't let their midfield completely dominate like they have the other English teams that they faced so far in the competition. So I do believe, you know, we're well in this tie. It's hard for me to pick a winner. I do think we can definitely beat them. We've already beaten them. I think we can beat them this time. But they are flying. But with their vulnerabilities that they showed against Villa, it's going to be definitely an interesting game.
I think we're beating the hell out of PSG.
Wow.
Listen. I'll explain this here in simple terms here. We're going to bully PSG. It's simple.
Wow.
You know what it is here? See PSG, I rate them. They play good football. Nice football. But PSG, they remind me of that team that Arsenal used to be.
Wow.
Yeah? But at a different level.
Wow.
PSG are the team that people, at the end of the game, people are going to be like, oh, they should have won, but they were so unlucky. Yeah. Whilst Arsenal will be the team that, oh, they got lucky. They scored this lucky goal or something like that, or whatever it happens like that. Yeah. How people look at it, that's how that tie's gonna go for me.
Wow, the chest is insane.
I think the table's turned, and Arsenal are one of these Atleticos, one of these Juventus, one of these Inter Milans. Like, that's what Arsenal is. And PSG for me, that tie is. This is how I feel the tie is gonna look. And I think the first leg is going to be a little bit of trouble because of Partey's going to miss. We're going to miss Partey, and Partey is very key.
See, that really annoyed me. Partey really. Did you see Declan Rice's face when it happened?
Yeah,
he was absolutely fuming. Yeah. My captain, Declan Rice.
Yeah,
he was fuming
because Partey is key. Because the thing is, despite the fact that we play like all these other teams, those teams don't. And when Atletico had Partey in their team, I think they go to the finals even with Partey and Rodri, right? I think, anyways. But like. We're lucky that we have such a solid team, but we have a guy like Partey in that midfield. We're lucky that we have such a solid team, but we have guys like Odegaard in that midfield. You get guys that can pass, but they can still defend as well. And I think that's going to be the difference against PSG, is that they're going to play this nice football. Yeah, they're going to try and do. They're going to do that. But when we're compact defensively, they're not going to have the runners in behind. Yeah, there's no, like, for me, I trust Timber and Skelly to lock them down already, and then I trust Saliba in the box. Because they don't have a natural striker that's going to make that late run, and Saliba is very good at blocking off cutbacks. So the fact that they already don't have a natural mover in the box, they don't have one, that already assures me that Saliba is going to lock down our position already, and I already trust the fullbacks already. Then I trust the way we're compact as a team, that they're not going to get the runs in behind that we're getting from Nuno Mendes and Hakimi running in behind our defenders. We're not that fluky. We're not like a team that's so exposed that we're not a vulnerable team. So we're not going to give them that space like that. So it's like, to me, for them to beat us, they're going to have to stay in front of our defensive form,
right,
and try and beat us to get into the thing. And I don't think they can do that. But my only issue is, what do we do about Partey's absence? Because if we start making too many changes, it can affect us. That's my biggest thing.
This is my issue, because
that's my biggest issue.
This is my big issue as well, because as it stands, we have no Gabriel, we have no Calafiori, I don't think Jorginho's going to be ready for that first leg. I believe he's injured at the moment. So what happens without Partey now? Who plays in midfield? And will he Galaxy brain it? Will he start moving the pieces of the puzzle around to try and find a solution? And in doing that, will we lose the formula that we've had so far? Because, for example, he might now move Marino into midfield. If he does that, who plays up front? Marino's been doing an excellent job up front. Who plays up front now? So it's the reason why it's hard for me to make a prediction now, because I don't actually know how we're gonna set up as of yet.
I think,
especially in that first leg anyway. The second leg, you know, hopefully we're still in it and it's fine.
I think the second leg, once Partey is back, I think there's no issues. For me personally, like I said, I think we beat them up. Simple. But I think, you see, I can see Trossard playing up top in that game and doing well. The reason why is because Marquinhos and what's his name?
Pacho.
Yeah, him. I don't think these guys are dominant enough whereby Trossard's going to have too much trouble. They're not dominant because I don't really like Trossard as a 9 against dominant centre backs, and I don't think they are. And secondly, they play a very high line as well, so there's going to be space for Trossard there to get him behind. One thing I don't want us to do is to play Calafiori at left back.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't want us to move Luis Kelly because if you play Calafiori at left back, we're going to give ourselves trouble because their wingers are going to beat him.
Oh, Dembele will have a field day with Calafiori.
Yeah, like they're just going to keep double up and what's his name is on that side. Kvara is on that side as well. Yeah. So he's going to have trouble. So don't even bother moving. Don't move Skelly. Leave Skelly there. I think you can play a midfield of Odegaard, Rice, and Merino, and just make it solid. And the thing with them is because they're gonna be too physical for PSG's midfield, and not just that. It's not just the fact that they're gonna be too physical defensively. It's the fact that they're gonna be making runs off them as well, and they've got more legs than the PSG midfield. So when we get the ball back, we just have sprinters in there. The only thing that's just gonna it's just the fact that the passing might be lacking in the build-up without Partey.
But that's a big thing to lose.
Yes, but it just means we're just going to have to rely heavily on Skelly coming into midfield to get Saliba passing the ball at the back. Q is a very good is a better passer than Gabriel as well. So we're going to be relying on them kind of passes, relying on Saliba. But the thing is, because they play such a high line, the centre backs being the ones that's building up could actually be very helpful as well in terms of Martinelli making runs in behind, Saka making runs in behind, or even Trossard. So I just think what's going to happen is we're going to stay solid, compact. We're going to make so much runs off them, the midfield won't be able to hang with our midfield, and we're going to kill them in the counter.
You're very confident.
Do you remember what I said to you? If we get past Real Madrid, I think we're going to win it because I think we can beat every other team except for Inter Milan.
So my thing with PSG, you know, in obviously Real Madrid were the holders, and you know, at the start of the season you'd say the best team in the competition. Yeah. My issue with this PSG tie is I do think attackingly they're gonna give us different problems than Real Madrid did. So, you know, they have their attack is gonna consist of 3 out of Doué, Barcola, Kvaratskhelia, and Dembele, right? Yeah. None of them will play a fixed position. Yeah. They can all rotate effectively, and I don't know how our back four without Gabriel will deal with that. That's my only question. You know, I think we're good at dealing with fixed players, you know, because you know you can focus on the guy, you can focus on your man. Yeah. But when a front three is constantly rotating, I'm not sure. It presents a different problem. You know, you have to be so switched on.
Yeah, you know, of course. And I think our solution to that is the same thing I say about Inter Milan, where I say the reason why I felt like Bayern's wingers and stuff like that won't trouble them is because, yes, your winger can move wherever they want to move, but Inter are not going to follow you. Inter are just going to stay compact, and they don't have to put too much effort to stay compact. I think that's the same with us. Yes, Vini and Rodrigo and Mbappe don't move too much around, like switching wings and stuff like that, but they didn't give us no problems because the way we defend, the way we keep space there, we didn't leave them too much space, and our fullbacks did their job 1v1. I think if our fullbacks can do their job 1v1 against Rodrigo and Vini, they can therefore do 1v1 jobs against Doué, Barcola, or Kvara on the side, or Dembele. And I think, you see what you're saying about how the movement to me, it becomes more of an issue if there was runs into the box. Do you get it? Because the thing is, they all do those movements and stuff like that, but are they going to make enough runs into the box? And the thing is, if you're not going to make enough runs to the box, how are you going to exploit the centre backs? Do you get it? How are you going to exploit no Saliba? Yeah. Without late runs into the box, and they're the only guy that could possibly do is, why do I always forget his name? Fabio, what's his name?
Fabian Ruiz.
Fabian Ruiz, yeah. He's the one guy that could make a late run into the box. He's the one that one guy for the midfield that actually has legs. That could be an issue there against us. But besides him, I don't see too many runs into the box that could hurt us. And I just think we're just going to have too much legs for them. And luckily, Partey is missing a tie that's at home as well, because we have that advantage again. If it was missing a tie that was away from home, it will be a little bit tricky. But he'll be back for the second leg away from home. Yeah. So I think that tie is all us, man.
So your final prediction is
Arsenal.
Wipe out. So give me a scoreline.
I think first leg we win 2-0.
Wow.
First leg 2-0.
Clean sheet.
First leg 2-0 clean. Second leg, it could be like 2-1.
So you're saying 4.
Book it. 4-1.
So you're saying 4-1 on aggregate.
Book it. 4-1.
Okay.
Wipe out.
I'm saying that Partey miss has rattled me. I'm saying I think it's gonna be a close tie, the first one. I'm even gonna say 2-1 Arsenal first leg. Second leg, I'm gonna say 2-2. I think we can see goals. I think PSG will score goals, but I think I'm gonna have faith, and I'm gonna believe my jinx that we'll edge them out.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's gonna be a blowout like you do. So yeah, the next tie,
Inter.
halftime rant. Barca Inter. This is a tricky one to predict as well. Bro. What are you saying? I would know who you think anyway.
Come on. Come on. You see that highline that we're doing against Dortmund? Yeah. You see that highline, yeah? Inter is smashing it to bits. Well, I'm telling you this here. Barca are good. Barca are good. Yeah. But Inter Milan to me, yeah, again, like I said, Inter Milan, Arsenal, the best scored teams in Europe right now. And Inter are going to be so solid. Barca are not going to be able to break them down. And Inter Milan is killing them in transition on the counter. Lautaro, Thuram, and any pair of wing-backs that they put in there. If Barca are going to stand on the halfway line, yeah, and try to pressure Inter Milan, it's not going to work. They're just gonna kill them on the counter, kill the high line, get in behind is over, man.
Wow.
Yeah. Inter Milan beating them.
Wow.
Inter Milan beating them.
Well, I'm picking Barca. I'm not gonna lie. I'm picking Barcelona. Who knocked out Inter last year? It was Atletico, right? It was Atletico. I remember. It was Atletico. Yeah. I'm saying Inter are gonna struggle with Spanish opposition again.
But did Atletico get to the finals?
Last season.
Wait, no, who got to the finals last season?
Last season.
Real Madrid against.
It was Real Madrid Dortmund.
Dortmund.
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, yeah, Atletico then.
Can't actually remember who knocked out Atletico.
It might have been Dortmund.
Was it Dortmund? It might have been Dortmund. I think it was Dortmund.
Yeah.
Because Real Madrid knocked out Bayern.
Yeah, that's true.
And then Dortmund knocked out. So I'm saying I think they're gonna struggle with Spanish opposition again, and I'm gonna pick Barcelona.
But again, you said they will struggle with Spanish opposition again. However, Barca plays so different to Atletico.
It's true. Yeah, it's true. So, it's true. I think, for me, I'm just gonna bring it down to attack v attack. I really struggle to rate Lautaro Martinez. He's doing so well this season. He scored some pivotal goals in the last round, but when the pressure's at its utmost high, I just see him fluff his lines too much. And when I contrast that with Lewandowski, I think any half chance Lewandowski will gobble. Rafinha and Yamal will gobble. I just think Barcelona will edge them over the 2 legs.
I mean, like again, I rate this Barca team. I think they're built really well. It's just that I just think Inter Milan are just so well drilled, so well coached, and they have like Lautaro is having a very good season in terms of him being clinical. Like in the past we've seen him bottle in the past, but like this season he's just looking very clinical, and I think unless Barca are going to be able to, like, I don't know who else Barca can play in that midfield, because what's that defensive mid? Because Kubra, what's his name? Is he injured? Is he not injured?
Which one?
What's his name? Kubrasi or something like that.
You mean centre back?
Yeah, Kubasi. Kubasi. Is it centre back? I'm sure he's played defensive mid before. I'm pretty sure I've seen him defensive mid. But however, if you're going to play Frenkie, Pedri, and you play Olmo or anything like that, I just think it's not enough physicality in there. It's not like, physicality is not number one, but it's not too physical and it's also not too technical. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to play a very high line and you don't have a midfield that's going to be able to contain. Like, who's going to contain Barella? Do you know what I mean? Who's going to contain Barella making constant runs in behind?
And Çalhanoğlu as well.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's not just Barella. You're going to have Lautaro making so much runs, Thuram making so much runs, Barella making so much runs. You know what I mean? Like, look at the goal they scored against Bayern Munich, which was the key goal in the first leg, like the late goal. The run was insane. And that was Barella making them runs clean. The guy came from behind, smashed into the back of the net. Like, Inter will bring on guys off the bench that are going to run like crazy. This is what they remind me of. See, when I talk about Arsenal with Mikel Merino, Havertz, Martinelli, all these guys here, whereby you don't want them to be first choice, but they're gonna compete. I think that's what Inter have all over the team, and I think unless Barca can find a way that they can contain possession, contain Inter Milan's midfield, and stop all these runs that Inter Milan are going to be making, I don't see how Barca are going to be able to like hold them down.
It's going to be an interesting one. Interestingly, actually, do you know, final point before we round up. Who would you, as an Arsenal fan, rather face in the final? If we get to the final, who would you rather face? Barcelona or Inter?
I think it would. Let me think about it.
It's a tricky one.
Yeah,
it's a tricky one.
Because I think Inter Milan is the team that could beat us.
Do you want me to give you my? Yeah, do you want to give me my answer?
Go on, you go.
Bring me Barca in the final. I want revenge.
Revenge mission.
See these man? You see these man here? See these man? I need to avenge these lot. I need to avenge
That's
my boys.
Avengers.
Yeah, 2006. I need revenge.
Yeah.
Because at least I know if it's Arsenal, Barcelona, at least I know on the day, one-off game, it's not going to be a super tactical affair. As in, it's likely going to be just attack video. I mean, obviously we're naturally more defensive than Barcelona, but the opportunities in an attacking sense will be there. I don't think Barca will present the issues that Inter will present with us. I think Inter are so well equipped to stifle us in that game and just like leave us just like struggling to find clear-cut chances, like they did when we played them in October. You know, I remember in that game as well, Inter rested 6 guys because they had a weekend fixture. It was either against Atalanta or Napoli. They rested 6 guys and they still comfortably kept us out. It was a dodgy penalty, don't get me wrong, but we struggled to create really true quality opportunities. I believe against Barcelona we'll be able to create quality opportunities. It just depends on who scores more.
I think which could also seem like contradiction as well. Which I get your point. I think in terms of like Barca, I'm caught between two minds. I feel like if we play Barca, like you said, I completely agree with you. We're not going to play a team that's. I'm not going to say Hansi Flick is a very good manager. So I'm not going to say they're not going to be too tactical.
Yeah.
I just think their approach is going to be open to get us, which is going to.
Because that's the way they like to play.
Exactly.
That's what they know.
It's going to be open, so it's not like they don't have tactics. It's going to be open. It's going to give us a chance to score. Meanwhile, Inter are going to nullify us a lot, and it's going to be a very tight game. However, in these Champions League finals,
Spanish opposition,
like players like Rafinha, or if a player like Yamal just has the game of his life, like if Lautaro or Thuram has the game of his life, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to win. If Yamal has the game of his life, which is possible in the Champions League final,
that would annoy me so much as well.
That's literally enough to completely end the game. Like, because these are like Lewandowski. These are world-class players. Lewandowski, Rafinha, Pedri, Yamal. So it's like, yes, I feel like Inter are the most tactical and it's going to be very difficult to win. But it's like, do you want to try and break down this solid rock, or are you going to play a Barca team that is like, once they hear that music in the Champions League final, the guys like Yamal, they're thinking about their future, they're thinking about Ballon d'Or, they're thinking about all of this stuff.
Summon the spirit of
They
Messi.
summon the spirit and they rise together. And they rise, exactly, you know what I mean? And it's all about moments, and it's one game, you don't get a second leg to run it back again. I think I'd rather play Inter Milan and take our chances in a rugged game. Yeah, I think I'd rather take a chance in a rugged game, which could nullify us as well. We'll both nullify each other, but I'm hoping that we're the ones that take the chance in the end. But what I wouldn't want is turn up, Yamal's got his headphones in, doing his dancing Rafinha and stuff like that, and this guy comes and just drops a hat. You know what I mean? Because because world-class players can turn up. This was the thing with Real Madrid as well, where they don't perform, but then like you see what you say all the time, momentum. The momentum is just there to get, it's the Champions League, okay, then let's just rise up. We've had a bad season, but it's the Champions League final, okay, let's just do it. I mean, these are, and at the end of the day, yes, Inter Milan are well coached, but Barca have better players. Do you know what I mean? Barca have better players. Offensively, and they can just rise up. And I don't want to have to face an Olmo, Lewandowski, Yamal, Rafinha that are performing with momentum behind them. Do you know what I mean? So I'll just take our chances of Inter.
All right, so you're picking. Okay, cool. So,
but I think Inter will beat. I think Inter beat Barca anyways. Yeah.
So you're saying Arsenal Inter final.
Arsenal Inter final.
And that's what you want.
That's what I want anyways. Yeah.
I'm saying Arsenal Barca final, and that's what I want. Okay. Cool.
This guy wants revenge, man. No, wait for the Inter Barca.
Inter Barca.
Over the two legs. I think it's gonna be tight. You know?
See, I think it's gonna be low scoring as well.
Yeah. I think it's gonna be low scoring. Yeah. I can see Inter running. I can see 2-1 Inter at Barca. I can see 2-1 Inter at Barca, and then just doing like a 1-0.
So what's that 3-1 on
Yeah,
aggregate?
3-1 aggregate. Yeah.
I'm saying I can see one of the matches being 0-0, you know.
That's very possible.
And then the second match being maybe like 2-1. So I'm saying Barca 2-1 on aggregate.
I think that's very possible at Barca's home as well. Like the 0-0 that you're talking about, because Inter are just gonna come there to spoil.
Yeah, I'm saying 2-1 on aggregate Barca.
Yeah.
So
yeah, man.
there you go, man. Final. I'm saying Arsenal final. Arsenal Barcelona final. Starboy for Starboy.
Starboy for Starboy.
Machine for machine. Bam for bam. Yeah, let's go. Him.
Oh man. The boy.
The boy.
The boy.
Let's go, man.
Yeah.